This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Now, let's catch up on the action and excitement of Augustana athletics as we roll our Augustana Sports Update for this week.
Last weekend, Coach Dave Krause, Augustana women's basketball team, upped their record to 19-5 overall and 15-5 in the NSIC as they rolled over the University of Sioux Falls 83-58 and Southwest Minnesota State 92-60. In the win at USF, the Vikings moved out to a 33-21 halftime lead and kept their foot on the gas in the second half to gain the 25-point victory. The Augustana ladies drilled 10 of 19 three-pointers and shot 56% from the field as they swept the season series from the Cougars. Emily Schulte led the way as she scored 19 points. Cami Coyne added 16 points, with Sean Tiva Ashley tacking on 13 and Andrea Whitney 11. Andrea also grabbed 7 rebounds. Then last Saturday, the Vikings ran past Southwest Minnesota State behind a season-high 16 three-pointers. Sean Tiva Ashley paced the attack with 16 points, with Alex Feeney notching 15, Andrea Whitney 13, and Cami Coyne 12. Augustana out-rebounded the Mustangs 36-32, with Andrea Whitney leading the way with 6 boards. The Vikings also dished out 27 assists, with Sean Tiva Ashley and Cami Coyne passing out 6 each. In men's basketball, Coach Tom Billiter's team fell 70-58 at the University of Sioux Falls before charging back for an impressive 92-82 victory at Southwest Minnesota State. In the USF game, Augustana fell behind 37-23 at halftime. The Vikings rallied in the second half and cut the Cougars' lead to 5 with about 2 minutes to go. But the ball would not drop down the stretch for the Vikings. Cameron McCaffrey led Augustana with 19 points, with Alex Richter adding 10. Then last Saturday, the Vikings shot 59% from the field as they pushed their record to 18-6 overall and 14-6 in the NSIC with a solid victory at Southwest Minnesota State. Cam McCaffrey again led the team with 28 points. Freshman Casey Schilling added a season-high 17 points, with Alex Richter adding 14 and Daniel Jansen 12. The Vikings made 10 of 18 three-pointers and out-rebounded the Mustangs 31-27. Daniel Jansen hauled down 7 rebounds and Casey Schilling dished out 4 assists. In wrestling, Coach Jason Reitmeyer's team pounded Minnesota State Moorhead 39-3 in their final home match of the season at the Elman Center. Augustana won 9 of 10 matches, including 2 forfeits. Winners for the Vikings were T.J. North with a 20-5 technical fall at 125 pounds. Brandon Charbonneau with an 8-2 decision at 141. Nate Herta with a pin at 149. Sean Hattelstad with a 4-2 decision at 157. Parker Swanson with a 6-0 decision at 165. Jeff Nielsen with a 3-2 decision at 184. And Sean Derry with an 18-5 major decision at 197. And here are other highlights of Augustana sports action last week. The Augustana men's tennis team moved their record to 3-0 as they defeated Hastings College 7-2 and Midland University 9-0. In indoor track, Henrik Holmberg shattered his own school record as he finished second in the heptathlon at the NSIC Championships in Mankato. The softball team finished 4-2 in their season opening games at the NFCA Leadoff Classic in Tucson, Arizona. In baseball, the Vikings went 4-0 at the Metrodome Classic at Minneapolis as they swept doubleheaders over Winona State and Concordia St. Paul. And the women's tennis team stayed undefeated at 5-0 as they shut out Upper Iowa and Southwest Minnesota State in matches held at Sioux Empire Fitness in Sioux Falls. That's our sports update for this week. We'll be right back with Augustana men's assistant basketball coach, Jeff Trumbauer. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition, and by Mid-Continent Communications, part of our community, part of your life. Augustana Sportscene is also brought to you by Graham Automotive, real service, real value.
Timing means everything here at Sanford, where experts have the skill to make split-second decisions when life hands you the unexpected. It takes a team to be the best, prepared and connected to a network of care, to life-saving treatments, ready before you ever need us. Your heart, our hands, connected. Sanford Heart.
Audi A4 drivers have spoken. And they rank the A4 highest in Total Quality Index in its class. Experience the new Audi A4 at your local dealer today.
Meet Rob Moore from Aberdeen, South Dakota. As a Mid-Continent service manager, he makes sure our service techs have the tools to keep customers ahead of the technology game. Rob also keeps busy coaching youth football, teaching kids both the fundamentals of the game and good sportsmanship. Looks like Rob's a game changer in more ways than one.
I'm Rob Moore, and we're good people here in Aberdeen.
Joining me now is Augustana assistant men's basketball coach Jeff Trumbauer. We're going to get the true story of Augustana basketball on the men's side today. We got Coach Bill Iterata here. He's got a doctor's appointment, so we got Coach Trumbauer with us. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah.
Big weekend for the Vikings again last weekend. A couple of road games, one at the University of Sioux Falls and the other over at Southwest Minnesota State. Jeff, we got a split, so talk about the games.
Well, that's the goal, is try to get a split on the road and win the home games. And unfortunately, maybe if we were to do it the other way, we never like losing to the crosstown rival. But came away, our guys bounced back the second night and got a a huge victory up at Southwest State. So we were happy with the end result, but you never like losing, and especially those tough rivalry games.
Well, let's talk a little more about the USF game. Obviously, a big rival game in town, and we had beaten the Cougars earlier, and they came out ready to go, Jeff.
It was a great atmosphere, and they were really ready to play. And I got to give those guys a lot of credit. I thought it was a very good job defensively. They did a good job of pressuring us and taking us maybe out of our comfort zone. And we had a key stretch in that game where we were kind of back and forth, and then we had 5 straight turnovers. And the game got away from us a little bit at that point. And it was maybe a situation, too, where our young group, we have a young team starting 3 freshmen, didn't necessarily respond as well as we would hope in those situations. So it's a learning situation for those guys, and you know, we'll have a chance now today to break down the film and hopefully learn from that as we move forward. Well,
to the credit of the coaching staff, the players, they didn't let it linger very long. Got in the bus, went up to Southwest Minnesota State, shot a season-high 59%, Coach, and what a great victory.
It was a fun game to watch, that's for sure. And I was, like I said, really proud of the guys. It was an easier trip. We didn't have to get in real late. We were able to stay in Sioux Falls, drive up the day of, so that certainly helped. But you worry about sometimes not having the opportunity to shoot in the gym, again, with a young team. Some of these guys haven't played up there in Marshall before. But we also maybe had the advantage of some guys who've played in that facility, and I think one of them being Casey Schilling, who really played well. I don't know what you could do much better. He was 6 of 6 from the field.
Must like the water in Marshall. That must be it.
17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, something like that. Had an incredible game. And there wasn't a whole lot of, it was almost the polar opposite of the night before. It wasn't necessarily a defensive struggle. It was a very good offensive game for both teams, a 92-82 final. So fun game to watch, fun game to play, and thankfully we came out on the right side of things.
Well, with the NSIC playoffs looming here, it was also a huge game in terms of the conference standings. The Vikings are now up in the top 4 where we've been, but that sort of solidified things, and hopefully we're going to get a home playoff game on Wednesday the 27th.
Well, absolutely. That was a much-needed victory. If we end up losing that one, I think we're tied in the standings with Southwest State at 13-7, and maybe a game further behind Upper Iowa. So it was absolutely needed. And we've had our struggles in the conference tournament in the past, and we certainly want to be at home and not try to compound that. and hopefully it looks like we've done that, but we still have more work to do here, and want to try to position ourselves as best as we can for the conference tournament and maybe even postseason play beyond that.
Right, and that comes this weekend with two very good teams coming in here with outstanding records. It starts Friday night with Upper Iowa, who the Vikings had a huge victory against down at Fayette. And then a perennially strong Winona State team comes in here Saturday. Jeff, these are going to be two tough ball games.
I think it's going to be a great weekend. Should be two great games, should be a good atmosphere, and like you said, these are two teams that are playing good basketball. Upper Iowa is got a group of veterans now. It's the same crew that has been playing together and executing that system under Coach Dolan for a while now. So they're operating at a high level, and they had a tough weekend. So they're going to come out with a vengeance. We know that they lost 2 this past weekend, and they're a team that we're jockeying with as we approach the conference tournament and other things beyond that as well. So we know we're going to get their best shot. We know that we're going to have to play extremely well. We had a good performance at their place earlier, and we're able to come away with a victory, and so there'll be a little bit of a chess match as we prepare for Friday's game. Yeah,
and then Winona State on Saturday.
Winona has been one of the best teams in the conference this year and for many years, and they also have a very senior-oriented team, and Clayton Vetty kind of begins and ends with him as one of the best players, let alone post players in this league. So, and they've got now Grant Johnson back, who is one of the better perimeter players in the conference, who just joined their team after the term break. So they're playing good ball. They've dropped one, and they're right there playing for a conference championship with Mankato right now, as both teams are tied. So it's, like I said, it's going to be a fun weekend, and two good teams coming in.
Well, fans, it's a great weekend of college basketball at the Elman Center. It starts at 8 o'clock Friday night with Upper Iowa and the Vikings, Saturday at 6 with Winona State. Jeff, good luck to you and the team.
Thank you, Bill.
You can be part of
something bigger.
As Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union, you'll have more than a place to do your banking.
As a member of Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union, you'll receive interest refunds on your loans, actual cash back every month.
They're the loan leaders. They even gave their members over $91,000 back last year.
And no hoops to jump through.
Just a place to do your banking, where you are the focus, not profits.
Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union. Yesterday's values, tomorrow's technology.
He's got the strength and is making it look easy.
Show renewed strength. Whether it's our physicians, therapists, or athletic trainers, Sanford offers the finest and most integrated orthopedic team and services around.
There's nothing he couldn't lift right now.
For the everyday competitor in all of us, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
With 25 years of experience and an outstanding trio of dentists, Doctors Berdahl, Fyock, and Swingdorf, along with their caring team at Sensational Smiles, are passionate about developing long-lasting relationships. Sensational Smiles will partner with you to keep your teeth clean for a lifetime. Also check out our cavity-free club for kids with Sammy our mascot at sensationalsmilesforyou.com. Call 332-4751 now for a sensational smile every day. We're back, and with me now is Augustana women's basketball coach Dave Krauth. Well, Dave, last weekend, Vikings back on the road, close anyway though, at the University of Sioux Falls on Friday night. Picked up a nice victory there, and then on to Southwest Minnesota State on Saturday night. Another nice win there. Good weekend, Coach.
Yeah, if you know, you can go on the road and pick up a couple. I mean, you just have to knock on wood and be thankful for your blessings. You know, we played pretty well, I thought, you know, throughout the course of the weekend. Not spectacular. Maybe our what do we end up with, 26 threes in the two nights.
That helps. That helps.
That covers up some of your other ills. But yeah, we just you know, did enough that got us through the first night, and then we shot so many threes in the next night that you know, we end up with a spread.
Yeah, and it was kind of a team cast of characters. You know, everybody sort of had their moments.
Yeah, we really had good balance, scoring-wise, both nights, and you individually, I mean, I thought Emily Schulte had one of her better games Friday night at USF, or at least recently. And but we had good balance scoring in addition to her. And again, Andrea Whitney gave us good minutes both Friday and Saturday night off the bench, backing up our posts, and that is something that we always, you know, haven't gotten either out of her, you know, somebody else. So that's been a big shot in our arm.
Yeah, well, there's been two players. Of course, Cammie Coyne has been pretty consistent as a spark plug off the bench, but Andrea now being the other one, it seems like every game, Dave, those two are giving you a big lift.
Yeah, well, Cammie had a very good weekend. I mean, she came in and knocked down threes both nights. And, you know, when she sometimes, you know, just kind of recognizes what her role can be, and at times I think she tries to do a little bit too much and maybe gets herself in trouble, but she came in and just knocked down some threes both nights, and that's, if we can get that out of her, I mean, that's, and she was in double figures both nights. And then, like I said, with her, and she's been a little more consistent, obviously, and then with Andrea giving us good minutes off the bench, you know, we've just gotten a little bit more there. Yeah, it certainly seems like Andrea's confidence is growing, and that's great to see for the Vikings. Well, Dave, it's down the home stretch here, getting toward the playoffs. This weekend, Vikings back home after 4 straight road games. We come home, we play Upper Iowa Friday night, and Winona State on Saturday afternoon. Be a couple good ones. It just tough games, and it's very much, you know, with Upper Iowa like the Southwest. You know, they're at the bottom, you know, from a record standpoint. But if you just go back to their most recent game, where, you know, they had a layup at the buzzer to beat Concordia and missed, and so they lost a 1-pointer. They're just one of those very competitive, hard to match up with kind of teams that play extremely hard. And then Winona has been a good team and is again Saturday night. So we'll have our hands full both nights. Well, the Vikings right now at 19-5 overall here. And coming down the stretch, we have the conference playoffs looming. We're going to have a home game, we know, on next Wednesday night. Coach, you know, you just got to go one at a time here. It is, and a lot seedings as far as the conference tournament will develop here yet through this weekend, and you kind of have an idea where, you know, things may be leaning and who you may play, and I'm not sure about, you know, I think, you know, a good possibility that we'd play a doubleheader at home, women and men, and then there's a good possibility, I think, with if it stays divisional, that we're both on the road if we would win for the second round, if the higher seed from the north would win. Now, I don't know that for sure. We've got to do a little research on that, but I think that's the way it's set up. So. Well, fans, just to kind of run through this for both the men and the women, the first round is cross-bracketed. So the Vikings are going to finish in the top 4 on the in the Southern Division. They will play a team that finishes in the bottom group in the Northern Division in the first round, and the men the same way, and then it goes on from there. So, Dave, this time of year, a lot of things out there. NCAA playoffs, we're going to have the first ranking now this week. So it's the time of year you kind of palms get sweating, and you're fun to see where you're going to end up. Yeah, and it gives you more stuff to talk about because you know, you're just kind of watching, and each game just seems to take on you know, there's more implications. But yeah, like I said, you take them one at a time, and you just hope your team is ready to play when they toss it up. Well, fans, get over to the Elman Center, 6 o'clock Friday night, Upper Iowa. 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, Winona State. Good luck, Dave. Thanks, Bill. With me now is outstanding Augustana women's basketball player, Emily Schulte. Emily, great to have you on Augustana Sportscene. We've got a few things to talk about today, but to begin with, let's back up. O'Gorman High School, basketball player, athlete, superstar, all that stuff. And had a brother, Tyler, over here at Augustana, who many of you have seen play football. You had to choose where to go to college, where to play basketball. Why Augustana?
Well, actually, Augustana was kind of vetoed right away because
Tyler was here and you didn't want to go where Tyler was.
I was always Tyler Schulte's little sister. So, but coming over, talking to Coach on my junior visit day, got to see the campus. They have a great education program, and everything just fell into place, I think. So I didn't really take any visits anywhere else, and this one just kind of was like, you know what? Yeah. And now I think about it, and it's like I couldn't be playing somewhere else because I love the atmosphere, I love my team, school. I love that my parents and family can come watch all the games. So.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here, and you've been a fun player to watch out there, exciting player on the basketball floor. This year's team, Emily, we are right in the hunt here, having a great season, 19-5, a few disappointments here and there, but right now on a nice streak here, a nice weekend last weekend. You had a great game over at USF personally. How you feeling about where we're at and where we're going?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think as a team as a whole, we've had our downs, and I mean, when we play bad, we play bad, but when we play good, it's like we know we can play really good. So it's just kind of like frustrating sometimes when in the past games. I mean, we won this weekend. We did have our times, our stretches that we played really bad. It's so, but we can't play perfect all the time, and even though if you wanted to. I think we're in a good place though right now. We got a couple good wins this weekend, which is big, and 2 more tough teams coming up this weekend. I mean, they were very physical, and I mean, Winona kept us very low scoring and at Winona. So I think it'll be a couple more good games. It's really a challenge for us. See if we can come out and prove ourselves. So.
Just go one at a time. Well, fans love watching Emily Schulte, and when you and Sean Teever are out there together, you know, it's helter-skelter a lot of times, and that's a lot of fun. But you've been playing a long time. What do you like about the game of basketball?
I honestly love sports. I grew up with my older brother. I have a younger brother as well. My dad is a coach. My mom was into sports too, so I was always one to be doing activities outside, and I always played with the boys, and I'm just very competitive. So I mean, I played volleyball and ran track in high school, but basketball was just the one that I felt was the most competitive for me, and I don't know, I just guess I mean, I love it. I get frustrated with it in myself, but at the same time, I can't imagine not doing it. So.
Yeah, well, you're certainly fun to watch out there and provide a lot of entertainment, and we've enjoyed it. Switching gears, your major, future plans?
I'm double majoring in elementary education and speech pathology with a kindergarten endorsement, and so I will be hopefully going to grad school, not this next fall, but the following fall. And so hopefully I'll be doing that. We'll see. I've got a couple options of what I can do. I can be in the schools with the speech pathology. I can teach. I can go to the hospital, specialize in something. So I just got to feel out how grad school goes. And I don't know, I wouldn't mind coaching and doing that stuff. I actually have coached couple teams, volleyball and younger basketball girls, and it's fun. I feel like I get a little too into it sometimes, but so.
Okay, well, whatever you do, you're going to be successful, Emily. Last question. You've been around here a while now at Augustana. Reflect on what it's been like to be a student and a basketball player at the college.
Well, it's flown by. I've been here for 4 years now, and I think about it, and when I have free time, I get bored. So I'm very lucky to be able to get a great education and be on a basketball team with such great girls, coaches, and we've had some winning seasons, so that's helpful too. Keeps me busy, keeps me staying out of trouble for the most part. So.
Well, we don't want to say this here, but that's been a major challenge for Emily's mother and father, who I know pretty well, so I'm glad she stays out of trouble. But anyway, it's been great to have you on the show, Emily. We got a lot of basketball to go for the Vikings, so good luck. Go get
it. Thank
you. Timing means everything here at Sanford, where experts have the skill to make split-second decisions when life hands you the unexpected. It takes a team to be the best, prepared and connected to a network of care, to life-saving treatments, ready before you ever need us. Your heart, our hands, connected. Sanford Heart.
You can be part of
something bigger.
At Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union, you'll have more than a place to do your banking.
As a member of Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union, you'll receive interest refunds on your loans, actual cash back every month.
They're the loan leaders. They even gave their members over $91,000 back last year.
And no hoops to jump through.
Just a place to do your banking, where you are the focus, not profit.
Sioux Empire Federal Credit Union. Yesterday's values, tomorrow's technology.
Midconet Extreme Wideband. 3 levels of extremely fast connections with exceptional capacity to choose from. Extreme 1.0, exciting speeds that start out faster than anyone in the region. Extreme 2.0, exhilarating speed for gaming or streaming. Extreme 3.0, extraordinary speed for the whole house. It's among the nation's fastest. 3 extreme speeds. Only from Midconet Extreme Wideband.
Build your own bundle and save today. xisnext.com.
How do you hold a moment? Keep friends and family close. Witness the passage of time. Replay the glory days. Relive magical nights. Create memories to share. How do you capture a lifetime? One picture at a time. Life Touch. Photography for a lifetime.
Let's take a look at the Augustana Sports calendar for this week. Friday, February 22nd, basketball teams back home at the Elman Center against Upper Iowa University. The women tip off at 6, followed by the men at 8. Saturday, February 23rd, final regular season home games for the basketball teams. The Vikings take on Winona State. Women at the Elman Center at 4, followed by the men at 6. Indoor track competes in the big NSIC championships in Mankato, Minnesota. Women's tennis travels to Duluth to take on Minnesota Crookston and Minnesota Duluth. And men's tennis plays Morningside at Sioux Empire Fitness at 6:30 p.m. Sunday, February 24th, women's tennis finishes play up in Duluth against St. Scholastica, and wrestling has their big Northern Region qualifier in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Then Wednesday, February 27th, it's basketball playoff time. The Vikings will likely have a home doubleheader at the Elman Center with a women's game at 6, followed by a men's game at 8. Check GoAugie.com this coming Sunday for the pairings. Augustana athletic information. You can hear the women's basketball games on KXRB AM 1000 and worldwide on the web at kxrb.com. And the Augustana men are on KIKN FM 100.5 and worldwide at KIKN.com. And for complete information, go to our website, GoAugie.com, where you can also get discount tickets at GoAugie.com/tickets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week for another edition of Augustana Sportscene. So long, everybody.
You have been watching Augustana Sportscene, a weekly review of Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Learn more about Augustana College in Sioux Falls at augie.edu.